Hi there. You're not really used to seeing us sitting in this chair.
No.
But this is Jonathan Tackett.
And I'm Macee Tinker.
And we are hosting
special guest today. Featured guest, special guest,
Both.
same thing. But we are joined by the current president of student government, Morgan Hartgrove. Hey, Morgan.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So nice to have you here. So first of all, tell us what inspired you to run for SGA president.
Well, I wanted to get in, when I first started getting involved in SGA, I really just wanted to be with a group of like-minded people who wanted to work towards a better UT. But when it came down for the time to decide whether or not I was going to run or not, it was my junior year, and I looked around and I realized that no one cared as much as I did, and no one was going to represent the students like Michael, Hunter, and I would. And so I knew that we had the right team. I knew we had the right people behind us. And it was very easy to make that decision to run, for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, so election season has just wrapped up.
Yes.
And y'all have been super busy.
Yeah.
So just take us through what would be a normal day for you, just as the president, trying to coordinate all these events and all this stuff going on. What is that like?
Yeah, there is no normal day in SGA. Every day looks a little bit different. It really just depends on the time of year and kind of what we've got going on. Usually I start my day off with a bunch of emails or phone calls or just answering stuff that's happened, what throughout the night. And then I have meetings during the day, but my favorite things that I get to do, that I get to go to, are events that our students put on. So today we had a 50th celebration for the Torchbearer, and I got to go and take pictures and see all the students celebrating that. That was wonderful. And then I do different interviews. I meet with administrators. This weekend we've got alumni board, and so I'm going to be networking and hanging out with our amazing alumni. So I'm going to be doing just things like that, but it's different every day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
That's
are
so cool.
busy.
Right. So we talked about election season. Something actually went wrong with voting. So will you just tell us what happened and how students can recast their vote?
Yeah. So the problem was only with off-campus senators, and what happened was graduate students voted in the off-campus seats, and we're very confident that it was only the graduate students that voted in the off-campus election, because we had just messed up coding in the system. But all you have to do is go back onto votesga.utk.edu. There are links on our Facebook, our Twitter, Instagram. It's on Canvas, so there's a million different links that you could go to, but you just cast your vote as you would for any other election.
Awesome.
Okay, so besides that little hiccup, what else is going on in SGA? What else are you guys up to?
Well, we're really wrapping up, trying to make sure that the new team is acclimated. We're teaching them what we've done this entire year. We're trying to pass the torch and make sure that they are very well briefed on the initiatives that we have in the works. But just a couple of things that we've still got going on. Next week we've got our first year finale, and so that's going to be a retention event for our first year students, and we're just really celebrating them and just congratulating them on making it a year at UT. Every Friday we have Smokey's Closet, and that's a free clothing closet that any student can go to on campus, and so we'll be keeping that up. We've got our transition ceremony, and the new president will be sworn in, and so we've just got a ton of little things like that going on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite part serving as SGA president? Your favorite moment?
Favorite moment. It's really hard to define in just one thing, because every day I have another first. This is my first election season where I'm the president. It's my first time talking to the new president. It's so many firsts to happen every day. But I think one of my favorite moments was when Chancellor Davenport gave us $25,000 for the lead gift for an SGA endowment. Wow. Because that's going to be a legacy that this administration is going to leave behind, and it's really going to go help our students who are at need, students who work to get others involved on campus, and students who really try to create a better UT for those around them. And so I'm really excited to leave that behind.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So hearing you talk about this is getting me pumped. So I'm sure it's getting some of you pumped too. So how would students watching us go about getting involved with these events with SGA and stuff like that?
Yeah, so like we already mentioned, our election season has wrapped up, so that means that Senate seats and those executive positions, most of those are off the table, but we have the student services branch, and so what students can do is during the fall we have an interest form, and it will open up, and so we have 8 different amazing committees that students can get involved in. That's how I found my home at SGA. And I would just encourage students to go there and apply. And then also we have spots open up throughout the year. Some senators, they have classes come up, and so they end up dropping off. But there are opportunities to get involved, whether it's first year council, Senate, or student services, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you just won the Torchbearer Award.
Yes.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about what that is, how you won the award, how they told you about it. Just tell us your story.
Okay, sure. So I guess the Torchbearer Award in general is just, a leader at UT who's really left behind, I think, a pretty amazing legacy. But I found out that I got the Torchbearer Award. We were actually having an SGA event. What they like to do is they love to kind of trick students and they love to surprise them. And so they had me fooled all week long. Hunter had just won the Torchbearer as well. And so I kind of thought, well, maybe I'm not going to get it. I don't really know. But I was just, we were happy for him anyway. But we had an event. It was Dinner with Davenport. And I was walking to this event, and Hunter, he's like, okay, we have to go. We've got to go a little bit early. And so I walked in, and then I was talking to Dr. Curley. And Dinner with Davenport's this event where students, they ask any sorts of questions. And we'd been working on a couple things. And so I said, if this comes up, we're going to go over these 3 things, and we're going to get this done, and be sure to mention this. And he said, okay, well, let's go tell the chancellor. And I said, okay, let's go. Where is she? And we were in the Howard Baker Center, and the event was in the Toyota Auditorium. And there was this little alcove, and so he said, she's right in here. And so I walked in, and I saw my chief of staff holding a sign that said, congratulations.
Aww.
And then I knew I had won.
Yeah.
And my
sweet.
family was there, and she was there, and she started crying, I started crying, and it was just, it was
Tears
great.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so cool. So what are your plans after you graduate? Because you're a senior, right? About to graduate, so big times.
It is. So I'm moving to Fort Lauderdale. I'm taking a job as a process improvement engineer. And I'm not an engineer by trade, but I'm really excited for the opportunity because it's going to allow me to look at the processes that the hospital has going on. So whether that's, admission to discharge, it's anything through there. And I'm going to be looking at how to improve patient satisfaction, save time, save money without compromising any quality. Yeah. And so it's just, it goes along with my thesis. It goes along with a lot of the work I've done here. So I'm really excited to see what it happens.
That's so cool. Well, congrats on everything.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for being with us, Morgan.
Well, thanks for having me. It's great being here.
Now we will see you at Hot Topics.